The following digital SAT practice question can be found in Bluebook Test 5, Module 2 Hard, Question 11. This is a command of evidence quantitative question, as we can tell because we have a graph paired with the passage, which we'll go ahead and read now. To investigate potential cognitive benefits of taking leave from work, psychologist Jan Packer and colleagues conducted a 6-month study of Australian university staff members who took no leave from work during the study, took 2 to 4 days of leave, or took 1 to 5 weeks of leave. Tests of attentiveness were administered to participants 3 times during the study, at random for the no-leave staff, and for the rest, 1 week before their leave, 1 week following their return to work, and 1 week after the second test administration. After analyzing the results, the researchers concluded that longer leave times might not confer a greater cognitive benefit than shorter leave times do. Which choice best describes data from the graph that support the researchers' conclusion? So first, I am going to make a note here that we are looking for data that supports the researchers' conclusion, not weakens. Sometimes for command of evidence quantitative questions, they may ask for data that weakens the claim or the conclusion, but that's not what we have going on here, so this should be a little more straightforward for us. The next thing that I want to do is locate the main conclusion or claim. A lot of times with these types of questions, you'll see that there's a lot of introduction or even filler with the passage, and then that basically buries the claim. So that forces you to locate what is the central claim or conclusion being made here. We can see that it's actually the very last sentence where it says, after analyzing the results, the researchers concluded that longer leave times might not confer a greater cognitive benefit than shorter leave times do. So in other words, you wouldn't see a higher attentiveness score with the longer vacation group compared to the shorter vacation group. We're not talking about the people that had no vacation at all. We're only comparing these two groups here. And what the researchers have found is that despite what you might assume, the longer vacation group didn't have much, if any, cognitive benefit more compared to the shorter vacation group. I also wanted to note here that for when the participants took their attentiveness tests, they took 1 week before they went on vacation, and then 1 week after, and then 1 week following. So in other words, this is before, this is after 1 week, and then this is after. Whoop, sorry there. 2 weeks. Okay, so this part here, this first test is not relevant because the claim is basically saying that the cognitive benefit would happen after the vacation, not before. That's what we're looking at. Furthermore, since we're not comparing the no leave group, that's the medium tone box, that first one here, we don't need to look at that. It's just noise. We are only comparing these two boxes from these two tests. 1 week after the vacation and 2 weeks after the vacation. We are seeing here that the people that had the shorter vacation time, they had a higher attentiveness score both times. 1 week after their vacation and 2 weeks after their vacation. They did better compared to the 1 to 5 week crew. So this actually does align with the claim that there isn't much cognitive benefit to the people that had a longer vacation, which, by the way, I don't believe, but this is just another example of looking at the claim, looking at the data to see what actually matches, not what you think would be true. Okay, so choice A says, in the second test administration, participants who took 2 to 4 days of leave had higher average attentiveness scores than did those who took no leave. But in the third test administration, those who took no leave had higher average scores than those who took 1 to 5 weeks of leave. Even if this is true, it doesn't matter. We're comparing the wrong groups here. We're comparing the 2 to 4 day vacation group and the no leave vacation group. So this is out. Choice B says, in the first test administration, participants who took 2 to 4 days of leave had lower average attentiveness scores than did those who took 1 to 5 weeks of leave, and those who took no leave. So this is not relevant to the claim because, as we've established, it doesn't matter how the participants did that first time they were tested because that was before they went on vacation. So this is out. Choice C says, in both the second and third test administrations, participants who took 2 to 4 days of leave had higher average attentiveness scores than did participants who took 1 to 5 weeks of leave. Okay, so first of all, does this align with the claim? Yes, it does, because we're comparing the right groups, the shorter vacation time group and the longer vacation time group, and also saying here that the shorter vacation time group had higher average attentiveness scores in comparison to the longer vacation time group. And so it is relevant and it is accurate to the data that we're seeing here. Check, check. So this does look to be correct, but we want to double check, just go over choice D quickly. In the second and third test administrations, participants who took 2 to 4 days of leave had higher average attentiveness scores than did those who took no leave. Again, we're comparing the wrong group, just like choice A did. This is wrong. Leaving choice C as the best answer. Hopefully now you realize that even though these types of questions have you look at both a graph and a passage, they're not so bad as long as you know how to avoid these certain traps. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our channel to get more digital SAT content.